Oh,
God,
don't let me touch it.
Jump scare.
No, that was me.
There's a jump scare.
Back for real.
Hello,
Oh, it's
hello.
live.
Yeah, we're here. If you can throw the chat up, I think it got covered up on our side too.
Good morning.
Good morning. We jump scared them, so they were like, "Oh,
Jump
yeah,
scared
just,
me.
some nice little jazz music." Then, bah, and like scare them real quick.
Didn't we match last time too, or something about our?
It
I
might have
remember
been.
talking about our attire.
I mean, it's come to the point in time that Olivia just needs to understand that maybe they're not the dynamic duo anymore, and maybe someone else is
Oh.
coming in. So like, I don't know what else to
Olivia,
say.
are you listening?
I hope not. But good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Medicare Cafe.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Carrie?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, staying in there.
I'm hanging in there.
I feel like I feel like I'm at the tip of like the Titanic, honestly. And we're,
yeah,
you know, maybe pre-iceberg, maybe post-iceberg. Not sure exactly where we're at.
My oldest daughter just started kindergarten last week, so that's been my big.
Ooh.
I'm still she loves it, and I'm still just like waiting for the ball to drop.
The downfall.
Yes,
Gotcha.
because it's just been a great transition, and I just wasn't expecting that.
Was waiting for like
I'm
the
just
whole
waiting.
blow up and everything.
But
That's fair.
Yeah, and now I'm just ready for AEP.
That's so funny you say that because my wife just started her first day of 6th grade science teaching because she's a
Oh,
teacher. So
okay.
this morning
Week
it
of
was
firsts.
the jump out and get out of bed, make sure everything's sorted out, and get her first day of school picture in front of the front door, and
Yep.
got her oversized back because she also coaches cross country, so she just has everything.
Where does she teach?
She
from?
teaches down in Ashland, so south of
I
Columbia.
was a cross countryer.
Yeah. It's she has a lot of fun, and she
Oh.
does girls on the run and then track
Yeah.
during the spring. So she's
I've ran
been
the
doing
girls
jumps.
on the run 5K the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll have to
Yeah,
coordinate
have
and
to meet
connect.
her.
That's
I've
super
met her
fun.
before.
Yeah, I
I've
think
met
the
her
Christmas
before.
party.
Yeah.
I was actually
But
asking
like
her
really,
that.
actually,
Exactly.
you know,
Like a true sit down.
converse.
Well, perfect. Well, good morning, everyone. We don't have our top, so our lovely and amazing producer Alex has thrown my text message or text line in the chat. So if you got that, that's 573-818-2242. But today the main focus is, and what we'll be hopefully touching on,
about?
is tech, but more so just tools for AEP specifically. Just recently, I had the pleasure. Good morning, Christy. Good morning.
Good morning.
I had the pleasure of speaking at an event just last week.
Oh yeah.
That pause was trying to figure out how long,
long
ago that
ago?
was.
Yeah.
It was
been a
like
long
2
week.
days. It was Thursday.
It's
so
been a long week already.
it's Tuesday and it's long. I feel like this is like perfect time, especially if you're Central Missouri right now. Like having your cup of coffee, get warmed up, get ready to go. Carrie was breaking my heart before the cafe
Just
started.
Don't bring up coffee.
Yeah, we just have to avoid the C word
I
this
miss
morning.
it.
So, but with all that being said, I had the pleasure of speaking at an event that we did last week, specifically on tech, and the whole kind of idea behind it was time is your guys' most valuable asset this year.
Oh my gosh. Coming from someone who works 15 hours a week, time is everything.
Well, I feel like that'll be
Everything.
a really good kind of take on it because you almost take it an extra challenge and
I
you're
am
like, I don't want the full
efficient.
week hours. Give me like half of that. I can still do it. So
Yes.
I think you're going to have
Obviously,
some really
during
good.
AEP, I work way more than that.
For sure.
But even that, like, I probably like what I'm like in the office is like 20 hours.
Yeah.
So
you mean
even during AEP, I mean.
exactly. So that your systems and processes must be
Yeah. And
tip-top
I also
shape.
am up at like 4 a.m. working and also up till midnight working. So
yeah.
also that.
Yeah. So are we sure getting rid of coffee was the right idea? I'm kidding.
Yes, I'm a better person because of it.
Well, perfect. Well, I think that's the main goal here today. I was going to talk about that it's like pumpkin spice latte time as our pre-cafe, but again, I don't want to put you through that ringer. So I'll just kind of, we'll jump into some of our slides here. One of the main focuses that I want to touch on, specifically because your guys' time is so important, is appointment and client facing. So what tools, kind of, if you wouldn't mind, Carrie, take us through some of the start to end about before the client even steps into your office or you meet with them virtually. What type of touch points are they getting from you in your office, and kind of what does that look like, and then that way we can see maybe where are some areas that an agent listening in right now might be like, oh, that is really good. I should try to implement that.
So for the past 2 months, I would say, no, probably at the beginning of the summer is when I really started. Anybody who I'm meeting with in person, they don't leave my office until I've scheduled their AEP meeting. So
Perfect.
I do that. But then all of my other clients, September 3rd is when my first newsletter goes out.
Okay.
I send out a newsletter, physical copy, and then a emailed copy.
Okay.
And the verbiage of that letter, I think, is the biggest tool.
Love that.
I talk a little bit about AEP, but I put in there a meeting might not be necessary.
Yeah.
I don't know that like marketing makes it sound better than that. But ultimately, I say a meeting might not be necessary. First, we need your updated drug list.
Right.
Give us your updated drug list. Give us your updated doctors, and then we will reach out to you. And so that gets them, it just sets the expectations up front that like we need this information from you, and then we will be reaching out to them. Because the first few years, like I just feel like if you put, because some agents put on their newsletters like call me to schedule an appointment.
Right.
But I would be drowned. Like not everybody needs an appointment.
Yeah.
Some things can be taken care of over a quick email. Some things can be
100%.
taken care of over a 5-minute phone call. And so I just need to make it clear that we don't have to meet every year. But
I love that.
my new clients that I've been having the past few weeks, I do like to meet with my new clients their first AEP.
Of course. I think that makes
I
a lot of
do.
sense. It's just getting them into the routine of, hey, this is how we do business around here.
Yes.
It's no different than, Mama Bird takes care of the babyest one and making sure they can kind of go forth. Whereas like the first couple rounds of kids, they're already flying around. They're probably not even coming back home for the holidays. So it's like, let them be out there. But, having that communication, knowing, hey, we may need to talk. You know what to expect from me as an agent. I think that's one of the biggest, probably best ways that an agent listening in right now could create more time is by removing the appointments that are not necessary.
Yes. Yes.
Do you feel like when you made that switch 2 years ago, like
huge weight off my shoulders?
Yeah.
Really, because I think just realizing that you don't have to, like you can still have your client retention without having to physically meet them every year because it's just such a time waster. And once you get to a certain amount of clients, you just can't.
Right.
You can't do it.
Well, I think Olivia says it very well. Like no one's like,
Yeah.
dude, October 7th is coming up or October 15th is coming up.
I disagree. I probably have 5 clients who are like, we have to meet every year.
This is my Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like I'm so excited. But for the far majority,
yes.
People are not, marking up their calendar about, it's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
They'd much rather, be doing anything else.
For sure.
So that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad you mentioned that. So, I mean, one of the takeaways there is just making sure you're setting the right expectations with your clientele. Like, we do have a lot of disruption set forth for our industry this AEP.
Yeah.
We're anticipating just as many folks last year receiving a negative ANOC, meaning that there's a reduction in benefits or a removal of benefits. I think DEF has that around 70%, maybe even pushing 80% this year. So maybe
80% of a negative? Oh my.
And then
didn't know that figure.
From that as well, last year they predicted 17% of folks would actually need to meet and make a change last year. The actual data showed that it was 16% of people actually made a change last year.
Oh, wow.
What they are predicting for this upcoming year is 21%.
Okay.
So, more than last year. So kind of gauge that, how you guys felt last year. Statistics and data showing from deaf researchers are saying that there will likely be more folks. And part of that is because of how interwoven our consumer is right now.
Yeah.
Like they are very educated. They are trying to outwardly kind of have those communications. And part of that is having a communication system with your agent saying, what can I expect from you this AEP? Do we need to meet? And if it isn't, I think there's just putting to rest some of that as well.
Yeah.
I think they hear all the time that we need to meet, we need to meet, we need to meet. Truth of nature is even through all this disruption, you may still be on the plan that's fitting your needs very well and therefore not need to change.
And talking about communication, if you have another thing that's key for me and just I have an assistant, if you have an assistant or admin or downline or whatever, somebody helping you,
Yeah.
like we could not function without our AEP spreadsheet.
Mm.
It has everybody's name, plan name, and then we have communication history.
Love that.
Because like the last thing Jaden and I want to do is do more work.
Right.
And so like it is updated live time, you know, if somebody called her or if she received a drug list from somebody, she marks an X that yes, we've received their drug list. So or we've scheduled a meeting, we've already emailed and they're complete. So that my two biggest tools are the newsletter and then my spreadsheet.
I love that.
I could not do AEP without
Is
those
that through
two.
like a Google Drive or a Google Sheet
Yes.
that's live?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
when you're working with multiple people, like you either have to have that central
I guess
location.
it's not. Is it? It's not Google. It's on the integrity. It's just an Excel.
Oh, okay.
It's Excel. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Operates in a very similar vein, but having that kind of live updating time, that way Jaden's on the phone
Yep.
and putting something in and you could see it real time.
For sure.
Getting all that makes a lot of sense. Or just a centralized like CRM, like that's super beneficial too. Having all that information. I know generally we like to say for anyone who's thinking about, do I need to find some part-time help this year or look at hiring? I would say you're a little past maybe full-time, but still bringing in a part-time person to help with maybe phones, callbacks, emails, just that communication style. You're looking somewhere anywhere between 300 and 500 clients is usually the range that we see where you start tipping into maybe dropping service or unable to kind of keep the promises that you've maybe established from the beginning. Some of the other things that I wanted to bring to mention, I know you do your appointments right now in person, trying to mention, setting those appointments, getting them on the calendar. I would consider, I know I work with a lot of agents that use like Calendly or other appointment setting calendar access. I know like Microsoft Bookings is one that I've used in the past when I'm scheduling stuff with agents specifically. So just make sure we are crunch time. We are the last week of August. That puts you about 4 weeks of true testing and implementation of anything new. So be very cautious about what that looks like. But throwing in a Calendly, throwing in a Microsoft Bookings, Google Calendar is another one. And the reason I portray some of this is towards the end of today's cafe, I'm going to highlight some of the new and upcoming aspects that will be joining what is now known as Integrity Connect, previously known as Medicare Center.
Oh, awesome.
So a little bit of a name change.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't aware of that name change.
It is hot off the press.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it? Integrity what?
Integrity Connect.
Integrity Connect.
So
okay.
Very similar to, and then I'll have some tidbits about Integrity Connect Plus, which is integrity for agencies.
Okay.
So another kind of view on some of that. A couple of just updates that I want to make sure you guys are aware of. I spoke on it at this event as well, and Cafe deserves and should know that type of information as well. The reason, you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say one other thing that I was thinking of that I feel like I've also perfected over the years is knowing or marking somehow in your CRM or whatever you're using what your client's preferred way of communication is. Because a lot of clients really do like to text, and we all know that's so much easier.
Yeah.
So like I set so many appointments or do so much stuff through text and it just saves so much time. So like don't be afraid to ask your clients, do you prefer texting, calling, email? And then you're both on the same page.
What do you
I don't know anybody whose preferred method, like our age, isn't text.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what like scheduling things, not obviously like having a like
I'm not going to perform my
benefit
appointments.
meeting.
Yeah. Your MOOP changed from this to this. Get
not
that
efficient.
Just a paragraph in my text. I'm scrolling for 3 days. Good morning, Brian.
Two component hosts at the same. What is that?
And we have our resident non-able to spell viewer. I'm so glad you're here, Brian. Thank you. No, I think he was trying to say competent.
Oh, competent.
I
didn't help you there, Brian.
Yeah. I'll just give him some trouble. He'll appreciate it. That's like his form of coffee. It's just like some banter back and forth in the morning.
Love it.
One of the things that I wanted to also highlight. So the reason we're talking about tech, I probably should have started with this, but I want to give you kind of a breakdown of what 2026 AEP can look like time-wise. We talked about it. Your time is your most valuable asset. So there are 54 calendar days in AEP. Of that, there are 38 business days. So those are, the general Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Of the total 54 calendar days, 20 of those are skipped, meaning that this is just if I'm saying you're not working Saturdays and Sundays, as well as the 4 holidays that happen
Right.
during
During
AEP, which would be Halloween, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Not to mention some honorable mentions, daylight savings time happens during
gosh.
AEP,
Yeah.
and election day.
So many good things.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Perfect time to
flooding
have
all
AEP.
these all these fun things.
Nothing going on in the fall.
So of all of that, that means there are 34 working days. Again, if you're not working weekends, throughout AEP. If you have 8 60-minute appointments, that will give you 272 appointment times throughout AEP. If you drop that down to 45 minutes and have 10 of those a day, you have 340 appointment slots. If you have dropped that down even lower, which for some PDP folks or maybe returning folks that don't need as much time, or maybe trying to even double up on like husband-wife combos, if you drop that down to a 30-minute appointment time, you are looking at 16 appointments throughout the day, which would give you 544 appointments.
Okay.
So those are the numbers. As someone who is a numbers person, I like to see, exactly what is capacity for AEP. And so if you're having 30-minute appointments, you're about 550 appointments throughout that time.
So I need to be, if I'm working 20 hours, I need to be having like 15-minute appointments because I have 500 clients.
Exactly. Or, either 15 minutes or maybe we add Saturdays and Sundays.
Those quick email, phone call ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to kind of sit down. I mean, I think that just gives
Swarming.
you it kind of gives you a baseline, and you can always shift, which way you need to go. So,
I like those numbers.
The next thing I want to talk about is just ease of life, which kind of sounds funky, but I think we see a significant number, and I say significant number just because it's more than 0, of agents who end up in the hospital during AEP.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, it's your livelihood. Yes, it's a job. Yes, we're taking care of folks. Health insurance. I wanted to make sure I didn't have any text come through real quick. We're good. So just making sure like you can't perform your job at all if you're in the hospital.
Nope.
So
I was working the day I gave birth to my child. So, depends on what's going on.
My apologies. I wasn't familiar. I was in the room with an absolute legend.
If you don't work, you don't make money.
It's true. It's true. It's very true. I think it's just important.
I would have liked to not work.
Exactly. Right. So just seeing what areas in your life can we reel in or make a little bit easier during this time period. I know we talk a lot about meal prepping, trying to get all those, if you're not working Saturday and Sunday, maybe you take your Sunday and you meal prep lunches and dinners throughout the week. Make sure you do set some time aside to eat, drink water, stretch the legs, use the restroom, all of those types of things. Some of the things that I've been hearing from agents and agency is that they will work with like HelloFresh and order in some of those pre-made.
Order in groceries
through Walmart or Aldi, or I'm sure there's other, grocery stores that offer that type of business. It's just, you don't think that adds up, but if you're doing a couple of hours of grocery shopping a week,
does for sure.
How many, 30-minute appointments could you slot in by the end of the AEP? Because I think we're working with 6.5, 7 weeks total of time. So I want to make sure we're not missing anything.
I know that's what I'm looking at. Eugene said, I just left an Anthem sneak peek, and it sounds like it will be almost impossible to keep an appointment to 45 minutes.
I think for those that are probably going to be, their book of business is the majority of Anthem, I think it's going to be interesting this year.
Really?
I do think so. They have highlighted, and we'll see more as this come out. And I'll try to get something in the Cafe Facebook group. If not, I know senior marketing specialists will be getting information out through their first looks. They're making a stance and kind of where they want to be in the market. And I think it is rather different than where they've been in the market.
Where
in the
are they
past.
wanting to be?
I think they want to focus more special needs plans.
Really?
And through all of that, I think they are going to be pulling back a lot of their other areas. So if you haven't already, communicated with your local Anthem rep or work with your
Are
upline.
they getting rid of their PPO? Is that what the sneak peeks are? Yeah.
No, I don't have any idea if that's what's
I
happening
mean, I
or
was
not.
totally anticipating that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that through and through, though. I mean, a lot of the first looks and sneak peeks that we're seeing have included the stepping away from larger PPO networks, honing in on specific HMO networks. It's just way too expensive to be able to go everywhere. And most of the times, the clients aren't even utilizing that benefit on a PPO.
Right.
I think the other one, and Eugene, you bring up a really good point, there are key factors that we need to make sure we are taking a look at in AEP when it comes to making a decision for your appointment or making a decision for your health insurance. Like United Healthcare this year has outlined that a lot of their PPOs are going to require a referral for specialist again.
What?
So these are some of the factors as an agent we need to.
My.
I've done nothing but stress carry out today.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm never getting on that cafe with that dude ever again, despite our color coordination.
Oh, I need to be setting my ANOC meetings. Why have I not done that?
I don't know.
I need to be doing that.
Why have we not done
I
this?
don't know. I've been focused on kindergarten, Ben. That's why.
Oh, right. I'm not a parent. I can't help there.
Oh man. Yeah, that's stressful.
It's gonna
That's interesting.
So it's gonna change a lot. I think one of the things that maybe we can highlight is taking a look. I loved the point that you made, highlighting what plans are my clients currently on.
Yep.
In utilizing Medicare Center, I'll probably just jump into one of the features that I wanted to talk about as well. A part of it is ease of life. We are seeing a lot of changes in our industry, whether that be UHC highlighting specifically needing referrals for specialists, or if it's complete removal of dental insurance, or maybe it's going back to like 50-50 co-insurance on dental. We're seeing a lot of changes. What would make your life easier when trying to figure out, does this person need to make a change? And I would like to introduce the shopper priority feature within Medicare Center. So if you're utilizing Medicare Center, your clients are in there, showcases what plan they're currently on. As they collect the data for how their plans are changing, it will organize them through what Olivia likes to call a DEF-CON situation from 1 to 5. 5
That's
meaning
cool.
the review is optional, not enough has changed, or at least according to data, not enough has changed to warrant a shift. All the way down to DEF-CON 1 is this plan will not be around come January 1st. So it's a good organization tool to kind of be able to see who do I need to reach out to first.
Speaking of Anthem, can I say something that is not related to this? But
100%. Was this your curveball?
This was my curveball.
Okay, I'm ready.
I have 6 clients now. 2 were just brought to my attention, so I was like, let me look at my other ones, and all 6 of them. So I don't know if you guys have any clients paying annually premiums on their MedSups.
Okay.
But I have 6 Anthem clients paying annually that have not had a rate increase ever.
We're choosing to put that on the internet? We're supposed to keep this quiet. I've not.
But
heard
like,
that whatsoever.
I want to know if other people. Not all of them were Anthem. Okay, so 3 of them were Anthem. Sorry, I'm just thinking of annual payments.
Right.
Who was the other one? UHC was 2 of them, and then, oh my gosh, why is my brain not working? Who the last one is? But like, all that started this is I like emailed them because they were getting ready to be in their MoGI, and I thought they could underwrite. So I was like, let's
take a look.
Let's underwrite before this. And I was like, wait a minute, you guys pay annually. Have you gotten your notice yet? Because I saw my notes from last year and it didn't go up. And they just called me this morning and were like, we just paid our annual invoice. It's the same as what it was when we started in 2022. So like how? But it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because if you're paying 12 months at a time,
right?
When they have those rate increases, they've already paid.
Right.
I don't know. But it just like,
you'd almost have to
it
pay
all has just been really racking my brain this morning.
It's like you almost have to pay on the 11th month and trying to be like, hey, look at me, I'm in good graces. Here's a little extra
But
money
it
right now.
doesn't.
But
I'm
it
like,
doesn't.
can we get it in writing somewhere? Because I have a ton of clients who would pay annually if they knew they weren't going to get a rate increase.
That doesn't sound right to me. But
Anybody else experience this?
Yeah, I would
or
love
do
to
I just have
see.
6 very lucky clients?
We need to get those 6 to buy all the lottery tickets in our area, and we'll pool it all together. That's interesting.
But I called another agent on my team, Brandon, and he said he has 2 UHC off the top of his head that he just met with this summer who they didn't have a rate increase either because they were paying annually.
See, to me, they should still be subject to the rate increase. It would just be, it's all just then front loaded to whenever the annual finishes. That's the part that's
Right?
mind-boggling to me.
I know. Gail, yes, I'm saying that they're, every MedSup plan goes up every year.
Right.
But my clients that have been opting in to pay annually, when they get their new invoice to write that check for their next year, it's the same price. It hasn't gone up.
Are they writing it proactively, or are they receiving like a bill from the carrier?
They're receiving a bill from the carrier.
That's got to be just an error then.
That doesn't happen to my Anthem MedSups pay annually, Christy said.
I would say you're pretty lucky.
How?
And now you ratted them out onto the internet. No, I'm kidding.
Nobody's listening here, as far as insurances, right?
Friends, right? We're all friends.
My clients receive shortage notices, and they have to call in the shortage for their rate increase.
Yeah.
Really?
Because
will they go back 3 years? Brandon's was 4 years that they hadn't had a rate increase.
At some point.
Is this like a Missouri? Are you guys in Missouri?
Christy is, yeah.
I don't
Interesting.
know.
Wait, yeah, I'd want to. I would be unsettled because it's happened so many years in a row that the carrier hasn't caught that there's a shortage in it. A certain chunk of clients are significantly lower on the premium that is being paid in. But I don't want to also.
But you don't want to call and be like, hey,
I don't want to
give
stir
me a
the
rate
pot.
increase, please.
Yeah. Let me throw some extra things and just stir this real quick. That doesn't help.
I don't know.
I would if the client calls in and just like, hey, am I in good standing? Or like, hey, I paid my bill. Just want to make sure you guys got that in full. I would maybe choose wording like, did you receive it in full?
But
and they're like, yeah, you're all good.
If they sent them the paper invoice, I don't know. It's a mystery.
I'm also the teacher's pet goody two shoes that I
For
would
sure.
like,
I am such a rule follower.
Yeah.
That's why this is just, it's weird.
It is weird. Yeah, I would walk a very tight line. I would make sure they have the funds available to maybe correct
that
anything.
doesn't seem right, though. How could they go back 3 years and be like, you owe us these premiums?
So I'd counter to that. If someone had 2 MedSups and a claim was never paid out, you can go as far back as long as you can prove when you had your duplicate MedSup. So then you can. If you had 2 MedSups at the same time and you didn't have a claim on one of them whatsoever, you can say, hey, I need to cancel retroactive because I had duplicate coverage, and that can go back. I've seen a while.
What?
Meaning you're just straight.
You can request your premiums back? Huh.
So it's kind of the other side of that coin is how I feel like. And I mean, I personally have gone back probably 6, 8, maybe all the way up to 18 months back on someone who had 2 MedSups at the same time and then got that big check of premium returned back as they had duplicate coverage.
I'm with you, Eugene.
Yeah. We'll just all start whispering real quick because that way nobody knows.
You have me paranoid that I shouldn't have said anything.
No, I think it is interesting though. I mean,
it is. And for me to have multiple.
Exactly. Well, multiple not only in your book, but also on the same carrier. And multiple lumps with different carriers as well. I think that's the part. That's the part that's confusing to me. Like if it was all on one carrier and you had a chunk of them, it's like, oh well, that block is being overlooked in their system.
Yeah,
But for it to happen multiple different ways, that's
and another agent.
Exactly. All right, so we'll just all make a blood pact right now that we'll just not do anything about this. All right. With that being said, Kim mentioned that they prepared a meal delivery service. Who do you use, Kim? perfect segue. Let's
Where?
just get
What?
them.
I missed
Kim
it.
mentioned that she joined a prepared meal delivery service,
Oh,
and that
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah.
likes it a lot. So I'd be curious who you use, Kim. That'll get Anthem off our trail.
There we go.
Which goes perfectly into health and wellness. Honestly, this is just one that I like to utilize different timers, alarms, just making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're getting your water in, making sure you're, getting a good amount of sleep, tracking some of that sleep. I have my Fitbit, like that make sure I get my steps throughout the day, even if it's, pacing back and forth between appointments or grabbing extra papers, whatever it may be. So
Carissa said, I've never heard of having 2 supplements plans. People just accidentally sign up, pretty much.
yeah.
Somebody called and sold them something, and the other one didn't get canceled. Yeah. It just, if you forget to cancel that, they'll just keep on billing you.
It is not frequent in those that follow the cafe because we have such good, detailed,
That's
and great
right.
agents.
That's
So
right.
That makes sense why you
Yep.
haven't aren't as
It
familiar.
happened to me. I had a client, she had dementia though, and she was signing up for all kinds of things. And her son called me and was like, I don't know which of these 5 policies are hers.
The ones we want.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Some of
wow.
them were like old PDPs and old MA, and yeah.
Yeah.
But-
And on the supplement side, like there isn't any like unified basis. Like they don't communicate with one another like
right.
MA and PDP
They all want
do.
their money.
Exactly. So
Especially if
until
they're not
you
having any claims on there.
right. That's just a cash cow at
Yeah.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, keep that. Just don't send them anything.
Yeah.
So Kim said that she uses Sunbasket. So that's I've not
Haven't
heard that
heard
one.
that one.
That's a good unique one. Yeah, honestly, those were just some of the key things that I think it's important to highlight
All good things.
to make sure that at least there are conversations out there on it, whether that be how you managing your time, how are you communicating with your clients with the time that you have available, how can you add a little bit more time, and then I just challenge everyone, like for those that feel as though they have a longer appointment system or process throughout their sales process, how could you add one auxiliary or ancillary product to that in order to make that longer appointment that much more profitable?
Yeah.
You should not, and I got probably a little in trouble last year when I said this, but if you are having a 45-minute to an hour-long appointment for a PDP review, you're not going to be in the industry for much
No.
longer. It is not viable to do something like that.
No.
And I hand on the Bible, Scouts honor, whatever you want to do. It's just not a good way to conduct business.
Yep.
So if you have to have those longer ones because that's how you like to pace it, that's how you feel comfortable with the level of care and service that you're providing to your clients, I don't want to change that. But I do want to make sure that you can continue to provide that level of service to your clients for 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the line, and you're not having to mortgage your house because you are servicing a PDP at
Yep.
the highest level. So these are just things to think about. Carrie, do you have any other last or outstanding thoughts before I kind of tease some of the fun stuff for Medicare Center?
I don't think so.
Cool. Well, the biggest one here, and continue the questions flowing, guys. Thank you for being so communicative, whether that's just inter-chat wise. I know I saw Matt Beach was yelling at Brian, probably deserved it. Just going back and forth and having some fun. So thank you guys for being here this morning and chatting with us. I want to give you guys some of the fun stuff that's coming forward for anyone that uses Medicare Center. Again, that will be rebranded to Integrity Connect. That'll be the new name, probably prior to AEP. So
Yeah.
if you start seeing that come through, don't be too alarmed or too surprised. One of the things that I do have the pleasure of highlighting is the goal of end of August. So by the end of this week, you should be able to quote and at least partially enroll supplements with the same client profiles within Medicare Center. You
Oh.
won't have to kick over to the CSG plugin.
That's cool.
So another, quarter 4, I think I hear it every year, is always themed as AEP, MA only, or MA and PDPs only, but quarter 4 is still one of the largest quarters when it comes to Medicare
Oh, for sure.
supplements.
Yeah.
So very, very cool feature coming through there. We've talked about it a lot here on the cafe and just kind of throughout any communications that we've had, but integrity for agencies. So if you are an agency owner and have multiple downlines, that will be labeled as Integrity Connect. And the game plan is to have that prior to AEP. So it should be up and running. They'll come out in 2 waves Version 1 will be able to see the downlines associated to your contracts.
Okay.
And this is going to track however it's contracted with clients or with carriers, sorry. So making sure that you're set up properly with an agency and downlines, whether that be sub-agent or LOA. From that, you'll also be able to track contracting status and request new contracts. So if you were working with an upline, saw something come up, you should be able to request that and then see where you're at in the process of
That's
contracting.
helpful.
So be able
That's
to kind of
super helpful.
have that transparency.
Yeah.
Version 2 that'll come out a little bit later, it should be like I think sometime in AEP is the whole goal, is, and this is the big one, administrative capabilities. So you could have Jaden sign in and get kind of situated and be able to assign certain, or she could, update client information on their profile, and it would update for you as well.
That's awesome.
So administrative capabilities has probably been one of the biggest things we've been
Yeah.
asking for, and they are starting to deliver on it. This year, I'm
Well,
very
that's
excited
great.
just with the CRM capabilities is
Yeah.
the whole goal. The other two features that will come in V2 is production tracking. So if you have
Always
know,
helpful. Love
policies
those.
being written
Yep.
and through all of that, and then downline client tracking, which kind of goes hand in hand with the admin capabilities. So if you have a downline, you want to make sure that their clients are being taken care of or where they're at in the process. You as the agency owner, so the NPN of the agency owner, the principal, will be able to see that
All good things.
and be able to toggle that back and forth.
Awesome.
And then
Oh,
we talked
more.
a little.
There's
yeah,
more.
but wait.
There's more.
If you order right now, the part of why I wanted to touch on appointment scheduling, Calendly, all those other different features is during AEP, the plan is to have a appointment scheduler integrated
Into Med Center?
into Medicare Center.
Into
or-
Integrity Connect?
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better
Just rolls
myself.
off the tongue.
Yeah, I have to train that a lot
Yeah.
better. I was giving this speech and I kept saying Medicare
Yes,
Center. I was like, you know
yeah.
what? I'm going to spoil something that I have at the very end because I need
Yeah.
to start practicing this. But I'm going to say Integrity Connect from this point forward. And if ever I don't, just like throw something up at the podium. But yeah, so the goal is that it will integrate with Google Calendars. The goal then will also be Calendly.
Okay.
So both of those should be integrated within Medicare Center's appointment scheduler. And then the end goal is also Apple and Microsoft.
Oh, wow.
So those ones take a little
That's
bit longer
huge. Yeah.
just for the approval.
Right,
But
I'm sure.
Retire Flow, when that kind of kicked off and was one of the first, if not the first, third-party kind of API just connection point through a different profile, I think we're going to start seeing a lot of other companies or other things that integrate with Medicare Center or Integrity Connect moving forward.
Man,
So,
lots to look forward to.
Exciting stuff. Basically, the takeaway today is, you guys have a limited amount of time this year in an industry that is very disrupted.
So use your tools and be efficient.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
Are there any last kind of send away things? I always laugh when I pose that type of question.
Whatever I said earlier, just get it out. Went in one ear and out the other. Didn't happen.
Yeah, didn't
I
happen.
wasn't here.
We'll delete the recording. Suddenly we didn't have a
Cut out that
live- Just a little technical difficulty slide,
Yeah,
and we'll just
perfect.
static it out. Alex is shaking his head. He can
Alex
probably
can
edit
do
that.
that.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
perfect. The other part, I always laugh when I ask like any final takeaways because I always think of the comedian. I think his first name's Brian, but the last name's escaping me right now. He talks about how he went to a doctor, and he's like, "Yeah, you look good. Your cholesterol is healthy." And then he's like, "As I'm leaving the doctor's appointment, the doctor just happens to throw in there, and lay off the dairy." And it's like, as he's
He's
leaving,
leaving?
he's like, "What are you
What?
talking about? Like, we should talk about that." I just always think about that when I'm collecting thoughts.
Yeah.
It's like, and no more happiness for you as you leave the door. Here's my bill. So.
I think we covered it all. I don't have anything that I'm forgetting.
If you guys have any pit of your stomach type of feeling about AEP or any of these conversations kind of made you uneasy, that's good. You
Yep.
still have a month.
Yeah.
You can put yourself in a position to really still win this AEP. And we'd love to be a part of making sure that that is possible. Dang it. I was so close to doing that. Oh, 2 for 2. There it is.
There we are.
Part of us, what we want to make sure that you guys are capable and ready for is this AEP and just moving forward through, like, because AEP is going to be extended again this year. Like, we've got service area reductions that'll start
Oh, yeah.
December 8th and go until the end of February. OEP is basically AEP 2.0
Yeah.
nowadays. So for the next several months, you guys are going to have, lots of opportunity. Olivia says it best.
Get ready.
Disruption is the equivalent to opportunity in
Mhm.
our industry. So,
Love it.
well, perfect. Well, thank you for joining me today,
Yeah,
Carrie.
thank you.
For your
We'll
insight.
have to coordinate again
Yeah,
next time.
we'll
match.
I'll get the group chat going. We'll make sure it just can't be color oriented because I'm super colorblind. So if just
Okay,
do
well, we can
shades.
stick to these.
Yeah,
We
just
can
only
stick to the
neutral
tans,
colors.
neutrals, blacks.
Perfect. Well, with that being said, guys, I appreciate you joining us today. And until next time, have fun
Make money
and
and
give
give
impeccable